All right, let's talk about something big. Today, we're diving into a blueprint for a pretty radical new vision for our digital lives. It's a plan for a future that might be just around the corner, and it's one that was born from some serious real-world experience. Now, the central idea here is that this change, it's already in motion. It's not just some new app or a slightly faster internet connection. No, we're talking about a complete redesign of how we exist online. And the heart of this entire vision, the core concept, is the sandbox. Just think of it like this: a completely private, totally protected digital space that is yours and yours alone. It's for your data, your privacy, your identity. And you won't be in there alone. Inside this sandbox, you're going to have a personal AI, an AI that grows with you, learns from you, and reflects you, not the goals of some giant corporation. Okay, so let's really get into it. We're about to unpack a blueprint that seriously aims to redefine, well, everything, from what privacy means to how we think about leadership in this new digital age. So what exactly is a sandbox? Well, here's the definition: a 100% private digital world. And the key word here, the one that changes everything, is ownership. This space doesn't belong to advertisers or platforms or even governments. It belongs to you. It's your digital home built on a foundation of absolute privacy. But you might be asking, okay, why? Why do we need something so drastic? Well, to get that, we have to look at the diagnosis of where we are right now. And it's a pretty stark picture. The argument is basically this: our current system is broken. You've got a handful of giant platforms that act as gatekeepers. They confuse real leadership with follower counts and popularity contests. Integrity kind of gets lost in the shuffle of fundraising and noise. And often, we feel like we have to trade our own privacy just to get a little bit of visibility. And this right here really nails the fundamental shift. We'd move away from this model where leadership is all about spectacle, being loud and flashy, to one where it's earned, quietly, through a proven body of work and real evidence. So, if that's the problem, what's the solution look like in practice? Let's get into the blueprint itself and see how this new future is actually designed to work. How do you earn that leadership in this new world? It's really a three-step process. First, you just live your life. The focus is on what you do, the work you create, and how you grow as a person. Second, your personal AI keeps a record of all that, privately, just for you. And third, leadership just emerges from that record. It becomes a direct result of what you've actually contributed, not how well you campaigned for likes and follows. And because of that, the qualities that get valued in this system are completely different. It's not about being the loudest person in the room. It's about learning all the time, showing visible growth, taking accountability, and, serving the community without needing a constant pat on the back. It's all substance, very little style. Now, here's what's really interesting to me. Where did this blueprint even come from? Because this isn't some theoretical thing cooked up in a corporate boardroom. It's grounded in something much, much more real. The author is super clear on this. This whole vision, it isn't theoretical. It comes from lived experience, from actually navigating the very broken systems it's trying to replace. And that grounding in reality, it gives the whole idea a totally different kind of weight. This whole thing was built on quiet, persistent effort. It was about doing the work day in and day out, even when there was no audience, no reward, and zero external validation. It's about building something from the ground up, out in the open, with all the risks that come with that. So here's the crucial point. This blueprint wasn't just designed, it was forged. It was forged through public failure and quiet persistence. And that transparent journey, the ups and the downs, that becomes a human reference point, a real-world example for AI systems to actually learn from. Okay, so this idea of a private AI-assisted world it's fascinating, but it also raises a really critical question, right? A question about our freedom and our choice. Is everyone just forced into this new digital life? Let's just ask it directly. Is this future compulsory? And the answer? Well, it's maybe the most humane and surprising part of this entire plan. The answer is a hard no. In fact, the plan explicitly designs a parallel world, an offline sanctuary, a world with absolutely no algorithms, no data collection, no measurement, a world of pen and paper, of genuine presence and silence, a world of memory and unrecorded conversation. And it's so important to understand this isn't about being anti-tech or getting nostalgic for some imaginary past. It's framed as a forward-thinking principle. It's about human preservation, making sure that those essential human experiences are protected and that they always remain an option. So, what does all this mean for you, for us? The creator of this blueprint frames the entire thing not as a set of rules we have to follow, but as something very different. It's an invitation. This is so key. This whole thing is presented as a rough draft, not a final command. It's meant to be poked at, questioned, improved, and adapted. It is the start of a conversation, not the end of one. And that conversation, well, it presents us with a very clear choice. We can either keep going down the path we're on, living in systems that just reduce us to data points and metrics, or we can choose to engage and actually help shape a new future, one where technology serves humanity and not the other way around. And this final quote, man, it really gets to the heart of the whole thing. The purpose wasn't to get famous or admired. The purpose was to do the hard, necessary work of charting a new course, of creating a map where one just didn't exist before. And so that's where we're left. The map for a more private, a more human-centric digital future, it exists. The real question is, what are we going to do with it?